So we have the old witch in the news, the old witch from the 80s that have did everybody in the industry. Yes, this witch, Madonna, done laid on her back to everybody in the industry. She is the oldest superhead. She's like the antique superhead of the industry. Well, she came out and revealed her face. Let's go ahead and break this news. Start spreading the news.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, rat. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
Okay, people, before I get into this news report, I want to let you know that we got the baddest podcast on the planet. The baddest podcast, Illuminati Exposure podcast, weekly podcast, every Saturday night at 9 p.m. We go live with this podcast where this Saturday night, we are going to be exposing Diane Carroll, her death. Cracking the case wide open. Don't miss it. I think you better go on over to that podcast and subscribe there right now. Right now, we're streaming on Spotify. But go ahead and go to www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. The link is in the description box below. Also, we go live every day with a live show for you on our Facebook fan page. You can go over there by going to www.gospeltalktv.com. Also, that link will be in the description area of this video. Let me tell you something, people. This is the oldest witch in a book. I remember her when I used to watch, and I used to love that. I think I love that movie she played in. It's called Desperately Seeking Susan. You know what I'm saying? She was telling you, giving you signs that you were in mental brainwash slavery way back then. And that was back in the early, back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it was the late 80s. You know what I'm saying? Desperately Seeking Susan. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at that coat that woman got on. And they make sure they show you the back of that coat, the big pyramid on the back of that coat that woman got on. Desperately Seeking Susan. That let you know that. Desperately Seeking Susan. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, the Skittles. Desperately Seeking Susan. It didn't say Desperately Seeking Todd. It was a woman seeking another woman. That was back in the 80s. And they was, and let me tell you something, that was back in the 80s when, you know what I'm saying, when it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't cool to, you know what I'm saying, come out of the bush. It wasn't cool back then. But yet, they played that movie to gear you up, to get you programmed for now, 2019. That movie, Desperately Seeking Susan, that pyramid on her back. Look at that. Look, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still have that. I don't know if you can still watch that movie. They might have discontinued it or got rid of it. But it's a movie called Desperately Seeking Susan. It was about a woman desperately seeking another woman. And they showing you the mental slavery, the mental bondage pyramid on the back of the woman's coat. That coat was the most important thing in that whole movie. You know what I'm saying? So she been, you know what I'm saying, programmed to, you know what I'm saying, to cast spells ever since then, ever since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That's a old witch. That's like, you know what I'm saying, the old antique superhead. You know what I'm saying? You want to know, you know what I'm saying, superhead, that's the newer version. But the Madonna, that's the old version. That's the antique version. You best believe she done slept with everybody in the industry. You had to go through her. Anyway, she done came out and revealed her face to you. You know what I'm saying? And I think she done had her last plastic surgery on her face. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She done got so much plastic surgery on her face. She's starting to look like Little Kim. Little Kim looks bad. Little Kim looks like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say about Little Kim, but you know what I'm saying? This woman, you know what I'm saying, done got, and this is what happens. See, because let me tell you something, people. When you pass your soul through the fire to Moloch, do you understand you got no soul? You live according to the flesh. Every day you wake up, you live according to the flesh. Every day you go to sleep, you live according to the flesh. Every time you go out, you live according to the flesh. So it's all about how your flesh look, because you got no soul. You got to not have no soul to get so much pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. And I don't have no tattoos on my body. I thought about, when I wasn't in truth, I thought about getting tattoos on my body, but I don't have no tattoos on my body. But I know from what people tell me that when they get one tattoo, you know what I'm saying, they are urged to, they are persuaded to get another tattoo, and then it just goes on and on until their whole body is filled up. That's the same way when you get plastic surgery. When you get your nose done, now you want to get your lips done. You get your lips done, now you want to get your chin done. You get your chin done, now you want to get your cheekbones done. You get your cheek, you know what I'm saying, the list goes on, and you get so much plastic surgery until your whole face is damn plastic. Look at Little Kim. She looks bad. She looked like Michael Jackson's monkey. Come on, people. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no, let me tell you something. You never mind plastic surgery. Don't get plastic surgery. You got to understand, these people who get plastic surgery, these celebrities who get plastic surgery, they get plastic surgery because that's the agenda to push on you all, to make you all look, oh, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to get my nose. I'm just going to get let me tell you something. The Most High God made you the way you are. If somebody don't like the way you are, then that person you need to get rid of. If somebody don't like your nose, get rid of that person. Don't get rid of your nose. If somebody don't like your cheeks, get rid of that person. Don't get rid of your cheeks. If somebody don't like your face, get rid of that person. Don't get rid of your face. If somebody don't like your flat butt, get rid of that person. Don't get rid of your flat butt, because I know somebody that likes it. If somebody don't like your stomped out chest, get rid of that person. Don't get rid of your stomped out chest, because I know somebody that likes it. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody that likes flat chests. It's always somebody that likes a pancake butt. It's always somebody that likes it. Don't you ever change the way you are to please somebody else. Because in the end, that somebody else that you was trying to please, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, a year or two later, that person going to move on to somebody else, and you still stuck with your fake plastic butt. You still stuck with your silicone chest and having defects and having problems, and that man is gone. Don't get rid of your natural self for somebody else. Get rid of that somebody else and keep your natural self. You see what I'm saying, people? But anyway, this is news. The baddest podcast in the land just been created. Illuminati Exposed Media Podcast, every Saturday night at 9 p.m. This Saturday night, we're going to be speaking about Diane Carroll and exposing her. Don't miss that. That's this Saturday night at 9 p.m. Do not miss out on that. I think you better go on over to that podcast right now and follow that podcast so that you won't miss out on one single episode. www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about it. Don't forget about our Facebook fan page. We go live every day over there. That's www.gospeltalktv.com. That's www.gospeltalktv.com. Both links are in the description box below. Hit both of them links, take you to those both of them. I'm saying the podcast, follow that. The Facebook page, follow that. Till next time, stay tuned. God bless you.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. You name it. Beans, greens, potatoes.